What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the Bald and the Beautiful Married at First Sight review. We're reviewing episode 13. We are missing one half of the beautiful, so I'll introduce her as if she's here, MrsKevOnStage, and then to what would be her left.
Stop it, Johnny.
Kev on stage.
I am that chick Angel.
I'm Marcus Tanksley.
And again, like I said, we're the Bald and the Beautiful, and we are doing the latest episode, or at least last week's episode, depending on when this goes up, of Married at First Sight. And let's just jump into it. Do y'all want to do
We got to.
Bow and Johnny first?
Got to start
Bow
with
and
Bow
Johnny.
and Johnny.
Let's do it.
Johnny finds new ways each episode
Johnny
to piss me off.
He's dirt.
Actually, trashier than he was last week. I ain't
Let me
think it
tell
was
you
possible.
what made me guffaw
Guffaw.
out of sheer shock.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Dr. Pepper that he was talking to, or were they
Dr.
together?
Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. I was so glad when
There
they
was a
gave him
couple of
Dr.
moments.
Pepper.
Which ones? Which
the
moment?
moment where they were like, he was like, I gotta stop saying all this negative stuff. I'm sorry. It's
And
just
then went
that-
home to talk about what they talked about. Said, by the way, here's some more negativity.
It's just that if we didn't date in 15 years, I wasn't attracted to you. And we
He's
had all.
such a lie.
Yeah, he lies all the time.
Like, you are blatantly lying. We've watched the whole season so far of you being attracted to this woman.
He loves to move the goalpost.
He
I need
does.
you to be more intimate. I need us to work on friendship.
I think he's truly trying to top Chris.
Listen,
He said, hold
all
my
he
beer.
needs is the baby on the way.
He said, hold my beer.
And to call her unattractive. That's about all he's done. He has cut her down in so many different ways. As she just be taking it to the face.
She take Johnny.
She's Deontay Wilder out here, like just eating punches. Like, dog, how have you not went down yet?
Yeah.
You should have been on
Taking
the
him like
ground.
a pro.
He
Yes.
just
Pop.
it's
Pop.
like he is
Combination.
trying.
Pop, pop, pop. How are you still standing? But
she
she
do.
is.
It's like like if you wrote a story and the dude was like, if you get her to break with just your words, I'll give you $1 million.
And he's like, got it.
And it's like he is. I don't understand. It seems like he is trying to cut her. I mean, she said it.
Yeah, he's malicious in what he says. It's like he wants to really hurt her.
Yeah.
And then his tantrums, he gets so worked up over the smallest
He's
stuff.
such a bitch.
He's got a diagnosis. He's undiagnosed for something other than bitchness.
The thing is, his
Father
body
issues.
language is so dramatic.
It pisses me off.
Man.
He be. Oh, this is the thing he lied about. This is what made me mad. Can you not run away from this marriage? I have never run away
Man.
from this marriage.
Who you?
What do you mean?
He's a
At
runner.
most-
He's a track star.
At most, I have taken a break. A breather, if you will.
He's not running. He's just knocking everybody over at the starter blocks. He's like, I'm here.
I'd be like, bro, what
But I'd be damned if anybody else run up out these blocks.
He is so mean, and I really wish Dr. Pepper would have went in harder on him.
I was actually
It was right
happy.
there.
Yeah.
I was happy when I saw they paired him with her because she don't be pulling no type of punches.
But she
it was so
pulled
funny
punches
when
with
No,
him.
she did. But at the same time, it's like, man, she could have went harder.
Yeah.
he could take more.
Yeah, she was like, you need to apologize for certain things. She should have been like, you're mean, you're evil, and
Yeah.
you don't deserve how good she's been to you.
Well, the
A
thing,
balding child, as Angel called him.
That's what he is. A
they
balding
replayed
child.
all the mean stuff he said in the black.
It wasn't even all of it. It was
It
just
wasn't
like,
even all of it.
here's last week.
It really just was last week, though.
He's so mean, and it's like to what end? Like, why is he being so harsh with her? Like,
He's not happy because he's not a happy person because he hates himself. He don't know it, but he hates himself.
Honestly, Marcus, I kid you not. I watched that, and I think there's nobody on earth that is going to match you perfectly in the way he thinks is perfect. I couldn't. If I cloned myself as a woman, I would piss myself off.
Oh.
I'd be like, there's too much of us.
I would stab me in my sleep.
There's too much
I would
of
stab
us.
me in my sleep. Kudos to you. Man, I feel like something deep needs to be said here, and it's missing Melissa.
Oh yeah, there's
a huge void.
Oh,
in
okay.
my heart.
Let's see if we can do a good Melissa.
You got to use them nails first
Oh,
of
I
all.
am. let me see. Ooh, this is hard because she do be hitting points and she be like listening to podcasts and be knowing stuff. I feel like Johnny's response is from his repressed childhood. The fact that his sexual desires come from anime, the fact that the way he responds is childlike, the fact that his body is also childlike.
Or, that's hilarious, the fact that he doesn't have a close relationship with his dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
It prevents him from having a close relationship with women.
That's closer. You know your wife better than I do. That's a better one.
Both very deep. I ain't gonna try.
Come on,
Y'all,
you can do it.
Y'all
Come
can't
on.
Pull no list.
Come on,
Pull a
Ruli.
list.
Come on, Ruli.
Let me see here. So he is numb to the way he treats women because his father has been so numb to him, similar to what Kevin said.
There we go.
That was the best one.
My boy. Well, you believe in yourself.
I
You believe it.
That was the best one.
That's my Ruli cousin.
You know what
I
happened?
done
picked
It's
up some
from
things
them
from
spending so much time going out for drinks and
Yeah,
baking
absolutely.
and
We're
stuff.
going
that they-
tomorrow night, Angel, while we'll be at
Actually, I'll
working.
be at a play of my son's, but
Oh,
we all plan on going
fantastic.
to the play.
Oh.
Is that allowed, Kevin? Can they go see my son in a
Why
play?
not? I mean, what else? How else could you hurt
I
me?
mean, wow.
How else could you
But
hurt
yes,
me?
Y'all are going to
when
the
we
play?
have drinks together.
You didn't know?
No,
No, I don't know. Well, I told them they should go next week because Liz has stuff to do this weekend.
Oh,
I only plan on going once. I'm only putting myself through that one time.
that's your baby, ain't it?
Yeah.
So wait a minute.
He
So
ain't
y'all are
starring
not
in it?
going. So you're going to the play and then you're meeting them for drinks afterwards?
No, I ain't got time.
Okay. Well,
Unless we change the reservations, I'm gonna talk to him, see if we can
How
make
many
it
weekends
happen.
is he doing the play?
Two, just this
We missed
weekend and
both of
next
them.
weekend.
We missed both of them, Kevin.
You could have came to a dress rehearsal, Kevin,
I know.
but you don't care.
We would have missed most of it anyways. They took forever.
I didn't expect you to say that. I didn't have nothing.
He's like,
The thing about Bao that I want to say, she's clocked him, and I think her days of trying to make it work are over.
I'm glad I see the same thing, and I'm glad
Yeah.
she finally reached that point because it was like, really, Bao, you're too nice of a person, but it's annoying that you're still this nice to this person that's tore you down.
This is what we wanted from Paige, honestly.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
wanted
It
you
really
to get to a
is.
point where you're, because what happens is Johnny, when he tries to be nice, he tries to go back and act like everything's cool. And what pisses him off even more is when she challenges him,
Yeah.
right? In the bedroom, when they were talking in the bedroom, she challenged him, and then he got up, huffed and puffed,
Right.
and went into the bathroom.
it was so dramatic. But I love it because a lot of times it's all about him, what he wants, what he needs. And it's just like, do you not know you're married to someone else? Why are you acting as if her needs do not even come into the equation of anything?
That
And
might
that's
be
one thing he's never. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, that's one thing he's never brought up. He's always talking about, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. He's never said. I don't recall him ever saying, "What do you need from me?"
Never. He's never. He acts like the process was to find him the perfect wife,
Right.
and he should have to do nothing to be the perfect husband,
No.
even a compatible husband. Forget perfect.
No.
Just compatible. Like, if you think about what he's saying, like, we don't have a solid foundation of friendship. How could you?
Right.
In 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
How could you have all you could be doing in this amount of time is building.
Yeah. Now that is the one thing I will say. It's hard for me to agree with anything he says because he's such a scrotum. But when he was saying we need to go back to the basics and build a solid friendship, and she was like, "No, we need to build romance," and I'm like, "Romance is out the window for them." At least that's
for
what I was
them?
thinking. Romance is out the window. Why are you focused on romance? Y'all need to work. If y'all gonna work on anything, be friends first.
But he was acting like it's not working because they don't have a solid friendship. I don't think
Yeah.
it's possible to have a
Right.
solid,
Yeah.
really a solid anything.
Yeah,
all
but-
you could be trying to do is have like some good times as you
Right.
build it.
But that's why I disagree with her saying we need to work on romance. I'm like,
Well, no, I
what?
agree with her. I think because they're married, they have to do both simultaneously. Because if not, one will get friend zoned.
You got to be friends first, Angel.
No,
You got to
weren't.
be friends first.
We were not friends
Who people
first.
say I married my best friend?
No, you became my best friend.
No, you got to be. What Martin say? You
I
got
know. I was
to
about
be.
to say that's Martin Lawrence. I was like, I already know what you're doing, and we gotta
Y'all
know.
weren't friends first?
Yeah,
No, we weren't.
You guys have different perspectives on this.
we were friends. She just wanted the D.
That's what I
We
feel
weren't.
like.
meaning you were not my friend.
She took them glasses off.
I
and
don't
was
want
like,
you to be
Oh,
very
there
clear.
she is.
Can you read these letters of vowels? D, I, C, K. None of those are in there. That's
Exactly.
what I see.
If I
Also,
want the
ma'am,
D,
your
we
eyes are
ain't
closed.
friends.
Your eyes are closed.
Yes,
Don't worry. I
exactly.
don't need.
But we weren't doing stuff together to be friends. That was not the case. We were acquaintances because we saw each other around, but we weren't friends.
But the whole dating process, us spending that time together, me coming out to California, us going to Six Flags, all
You
of
don't
that.
think there was no romance in that?
Absolutely, was romance. We
This
spent a
was-
lot of time arguing.
Yeah. All of that's a part of it though. And that's why I agree with her. We are on a timetable right now because of the show. We got 8 weeks. If we just focus on friendship, we are not going to know if this is going to be a marriage. We will know that this is going to be a friendship.
Yes.
We have to do both to see, is this going to be a marriage? Because at the end of the day, she's going to want to have sex with her husband, hopefully, and he cut that off.
They been having sex,
Well,
though.
they
They
haven't
got
been-
that part out the way.
They did, and then
he
they
cut it
did
off.
it backwards. Usually
Yeah.
people work up to sex and then see if it works. They had the sex early and then was like, never mind, I
Yeah.
hate you. They're not speaking the same language, guys.
No,
They're
it's
not.
because he keeps changing the language. He
Yeah.
keeps changing the translation. He keeps changing the goddamn on closed caption every time
Is this
she
an ad?
gets. No,
Oh.
It was.
he was thinking it was an ad.
It was. I was trying to do an ad.
Oh, is it not? It's not time.
It was. That was 15 minutes.
It wasn't.
No,
It was 10.
it wasn't 15.
How many minutes was it?
Do you
It's
not
right
see
there.
this thing going up?
That started at 3. Oh, that's 10 minutes.
But you know what? We can
If they
go.
were speaking the same language, maybe they could do it with Babbel.
Yes, tell them about Babbel. It's
I'm
so
gonna tell them
dope.
about it, Angel, because Johnny and Valva Bow.
About
Johnny and Bow are not speaking the same language. They're from the same culture, but they're not speaking the same language. And sometimes when you travel, you can't speak this language. And Babbel, oh yeah, it's gonna help you. You know how we've talked about going to Europe as friends,
yes.
especially you and I. And the tour people.
you
maybe
can- the
going
tour
to
people.
You can try.
maybe going to France.
The away team is going to
We're gonna do a
Paris.
bake-off.
Oui,
We're gonna do a
oui.
bake-off and make some croissants.
Croissants.
I hope you guys enjoy yourself.
Pastry.
Go ahead. Kev.
in Paris. But we're going to learn French before, Angel.
Absolutely. Let me tell you about Babbel because Kev is struggling. Babbel has 15-minute lessons that make it a perfect way to learn language on the go. And what's so great is that with their learning software, they're not using artificial intelligence to make their lesson plans. They use over 100 language experts. And their teaching method is scientifically proven to be effective. Babbel, you can, when using it, you can choose from 14 different languages. German is one, Spanish, French, Italiano.
Italiano?
Hey, and that's also what's great because they have a speech recognition technology that helps you find out if you're actually pronouncing the words right and the accent. Especially with Spanish, because Spanish is spoke in so many different regions, there's so many different accents. So a Spanish accent from Spain versus a Spanish accent from Mexico, they're completely different. But Babbel makes sure that your accent is muy bueno. There's also so many ways to learn with Babbel, which is great because sometimes just like a regular lesson isn't the way that things sink in for you or for anyone else. So they have things like podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes.
Live classes?
Live
classes, right? So I know with us using Babbel, we are using it for learning more Spanish and sharpening some of my Spanish skills because we're in a city where Spanish is heavily spoken, and we want to be able to communicate with others that English isn't their first language. So, and what's great is that I'm able to take these 15-minute lessons wherever. With the time that we don't have,
I mean, you're on your way to pick up your son and you're going to be in the car for 20 minutes. That's a whole lesson.
come
It
on,
is.
Babbel. Thank you. So start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, when you go to purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you get an additional 3 months free. That's 6 months for the price of 3. Just go to Babbel.com and use promo code TBTB.
TBTB.
That's BABBEL.com, code TBTB.
TBTB.
Babbel, language for life.
Here's the thing about Johnny that I want to say before we move on to the next couple. I sincerely hope, I was thinking this when I was watching this episode, I hope he sits here and watches this and is embarrassed.
He's not.
He's not.
You don't think so? You don't
No.
think he's watching this
The
and being
fact-
like, bro, I was tripping?
The fact, okay, so I tuned into the Unfiltered,
Mm-hmm.
and they're playing things that he said.
The episode we just watched.
Yes, the episode, and he's still defending himself.
Really?
Yeah.
He's trash.
He's an a-hole.
How does he
fully.
figure out he did that?
Listen, I can at least even say, granted, comparing to other seasons, that person at times could see, oh, I did that wrong. I apologize. Even though they went back to the behavior,
Right.
they could still acknowledge this is wrong. Johnny thinks he is the golden child. No racial connotation there.
Yeah.
He really thinks he's the golden child and that he is a gift to whoever he comes in contact with.
The fact that he already contradicted himself
Immediately.
the same hour, he left the therapist and went directly to her and did what he said he was going to fix.
Undid his whole apology. Like, she's looking at him like, why would I listen to a word you say?
Right.
You ain't consistent. You did everything wrong.
Trickety trash.
And then when she showed up in the cheerleader outfit and he tried to hug on her, she
Yes.
was like,
What
I
is
don't
this?
know why he's hugging
In
on
the
her.
Unfiltered, he said she looked ridiculous.
Did he?
Yes. And that's when they even called him out. What's her name was just like, wait a minute, Johnny.
Michaela?
No.
The
The
host?
host.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. She was even like, hold on, wait a minute. Stop.
Mm.
Now, you giving way too many signals here.
Really?
Yes.
Signals of what?
Of him saying one thing, because he was sitting there saying, I want her to do this, I want her to do that, I want her to be flirty. She's never in the moment. She's a Debbie Downer when she's not around.
He said all that.
She's always the low person, and she's always bringing the mood down. But then when she shows up in a cheerleader outfit, knowing she doesn't play sports, but this is her way of showing her enthusiasm,
Right.
she just looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I hope somebody punches him and he's not knowing it's going to happen.
I don't want to talk about this too soon, but I kind of have to. But it involves Michaela. So as we already told y'all,
Wait a minute. Does it involve Johnny?
yes,
Michaela?
yes.
From Unfiltered?
the Unfiltered, it was Michaela, Johnny, and Dr. V.
Dr. V.
Dr. V was in the
You know
building.
she
Okay.
remembered you.
Hey, that's
Marcus.
my homie right
That's your
there.
homie.
Dr.
Yeah.
V said, zoom in. Hi, Marcus.
Hey, she did.
Zoom back out.
Oh, speaking of which, show him your Zoom in
Hey.
shirt.
Hey.
Move the mic.
Move the mic, Marcus.
Where's the mic? That's
Oh.
one. Where we at?
There we go.
That's a zoom in
Look right
there.
into the camera and tell them where they can get it,
Hey, y'all
Marcus.
can go to spreadsheet.
Sure.
Go
No.
Go
Don't do that.
to no, you do. Go to Marcus's Instagram and click on the link in the bio.
There it is, though.
Go to
Go to Bow's
Yeah.
spreadsheet.
Or you can go to
She
our
had-
Patreon. You can go to our Patreon and I put it up there.
If you're a Patreon member, it's there.
Patreon. Oh. If you're a
I need to
Patreon,
buy
they
me
didn't hear
some.
nothing.
Y'all got some at the house?
They didn't
I
hear
gotta
nothing.
order.
Nah, I'm gonna order. Y'all order one.
No, you ain't.
Y'all didn't hear nothing I just said because my mic was pushed
But
away.
I told them.
All
Or
right.
you can go to our Patreon if you're a member. Go
so,
ahead.
as we told y'all, we don't follow them outside of the show whatsoever.
Nope.
But everybody on the Patreon was telling us, oh, Bow and Zach are together.
Mm-hmm. That's what they said.
So in the Unfiltered, this is where I'm like raised an eyebrow, like, huh. So in the Unfiltered, Johnny was talking about how Bow was a completely different person on camera.
Yeah.
She's negative. She tears me down all the time. She does all these bad things. She's not the same person. Basically, she's just evil. She needs to be burned at the stake.
Uh-huh.
So then they look at Michaela and was like, and the host was like, this just doesn't sound like Bow. Johnny was like, exactly, because she's a different person. She paints me as the bad person. So they look at Michaela's like, have you ever heard her say anything negative about Johnny? Michaela, all the time. She's always tearing him down. She is so mean when it comes to him.
Really?
I was like, now all this camera time,
Wow.
all of this camera time, we have not seen this side of her.
Of
All
Bow?
this- of
Well, that's what.
Bow.
If they're saying it's not on camera, then we wouldn't see it on camera.
Right, I'm just saying that it's hard. We haven't seen somebody thus far that's able to hide their entire personality from the camera because they're posted up in the corners.
What's
the
her
camera,
face did?
Who?
Karen.
No, she didn't.
Karen did too hide her entire
How she
personality.
did, Angel?
She was still very distant.
Oh, you're saying okay. So I get what you're
No,
saying.
she was still like not very, but she was distant to like I'm slow to warm up.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
I get
But
what you're
we
saying too,
we could
Marcus.
still see like shut up, Kevin. But it was interesting to see her jump on his team. She jumped on his side like multiple times in that Unfiltered. Multiple times. So I'm like, I couldn't help but wonder because y'all over here feeding us all this extra stuff that we don't be having time to look at. And I'm like, so are they salty in this moment?
Well, that's a good transition to go to Michaela and Zach.
Listen, we said this, or I said this, or we said this as a group. I know it was said.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before we move on, back to Johnny and Bao.
Okay.
We said at the very beginning, as soon as they started bumping uglies, this is all lust and it's going to fade quick.
We did.
I just want to say, hey, we be hitting the net at the there.
Come
Yeah,
on.
we did it.
Don't be calling the kettle on the pot, on the pot on the kettle.
Come on.
Play!
Yes.
Well, go ahead. What else
we
did
gonna
we say?
We said that they missed their chance, right? When Michaela was fully apologetic, Zach wasn't letting it go. Right or wrong or indifferent. Just this is what was happening.
Right.
I'm not saying who was to blame here. When Michaela was fully apologetic and Zach was not accepting her back. And then when they sat outside of that pool and she asked him what would happen and where do you think he was going, he was like, I don't think it's going to work, basically. I don't think it's going to work out. I wouldn't say yes on decision day. It was like a light switch clicked off in her mind. And we said, when he tries to come back around, she gonna be gone. And that's what happened. They was that boy, I ain't gonna hold you. They was on the phone. Nah. Turn your little phone off. I'm gonna turn mine off.
Look,
said.
let me tell you, that ain't doing nothing. The fuel is already going toward the flame.
Oh, yeah.
But as soon as you turn off and start stating your case, look, turn it off. This ain't the time. No, that's only going. That's like having 8 people there rooting for the other person. Right. It's like, no, you want to turn on the camera there, huh?
Yeah, it's great.
I said,
you would say no. Did you not? And then I also noticed he cussed at her first, or used the cuss word first.
Yes.
On camera.
They cuss at each other.
They do cuss at each other. Yeah.
Once he cussed, she was like, "Oh, we cussing?"
Oh yeah, they were dropping it.
Cuss.
Yeah, because I noticed that too. I said, now I don't know what all was recorded, but he was the first one to cuss.
Yeah,
on tape it was.
They be cussing at each other.
Yeah.
But one thing I would like to point out,
they both
especially
equally
to
toxic.
our audience members, Zach finally admitted the thing that I think we all have been saying, which is he's holding her to this when he was like, I'm a perfectionist and I'm now holding my wife to this and this is not fair. And I think that is where we were coming from of like, okay, yes, she left when she said she wasn't going to and had an attitude about it, but he is holding it on to her as if she can never fix it, never change it.
No, when he said that, I was like, oh!
I was like, I hope they all heard
it. Right. Zach is willingly admitting that he was wrong. Can you?
Right.
Can you admit he was wrong? Now, we ain't done.
Look how big that hand look when you put it in his hand. You're like a superhero, Mark.
Yes. Yes.
Stop.
Like Hancock.
But we ain't done yet. But I know y'all saw it too. They saw it. He was like, "Hey, this is what I did wrong."
Yes.
I'm holding her to perfection. Nothing is perfect.
Yeah.
The fact that she ain't perfect, I'm blaming her for it.
And now her energy is, nope. You ain't think this was gonna work? I'm gonna one up you on everything. Everything you do.
That's literally what she's doing. It's tit for
work.
tat.
Oh,
and she was like, "You will never beat my tat."
It's tit for tat.
No.
You do one thing, I'm gonna meet you, and I'm gonna
one up you every
but
time.
I'm a 1.5. Why we need to sleep in the same bed? You don't think we're gonna make it?
I'm going all in.
But you know what? What it really is it's truly going back to what she said to, I do believe it was Pastor Cal, but she's not clocking it. She's very insecure that he is going to leave. So him saying his answer was no, even though she was over there trying to mince words of, no, I said I don't know.
Yeah.
If
No,
it
she
were,
was definitely
if it
lying.
were,
It seemed like she was lying.
I said I don't know about actual decision day, but it would be no if decision day was today. But regardless, you have to understand that at the end of the day, no, there was no yes. There was no
yes.
Right.
It was a bunch of
it's
no's.
Semantics.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it
No,
really
I say no for then. I said no for now. If now is then. But
Right.
then
But
it's then.
this is then.
I understood what she was saying, but that wasn't
Yeah, it
the
doesn't
hill that
matter,
she
yeah.
needed to die on.
Well,
It was
once he said, I'm not I don't think we're gonna make it. His thing was, I don't. Two things, and he pissed me off too. His thing is, I don't think we're gonna make it, but that doesn't mean we're not gonna make it. And then he did well, I'm just gonna go home since you want to sleep in the same bed. Right. He wanted her to beg for him to stay, right? Because what he said was, I mean, I went home, and I think if you loved me or whatever, you would try to stop me, and she didn't. And then she was like, "Oh, you want to go home for the night? I'm moving out."
Yeah,
but like he did the thing that he said that he wouldn't do either, as far as in helping her feel secure.
You right.
So
yeah,
to then leave
that.
to go to your house, that's just only feeding into her insecurity that you are going to leave the next time she does something wrong. So her wrong was, let's sleep in other beds. So your reaction was, well, then I'll leave. And what's unfortunate is that these are two things. If they were willing, they're both too afraid to be that vulnerable with each other.
Yep.
Because if she would have said, I think what she wanted from him when they had that discussion was, I don't know, but I really want us to work out.
She wanted some hope. She wanted a glimmer of hope. And when she didn't get it, honestly, I can be like this. It's like when I knew I was going to get fired at Key Bank and they put me on this performance improvement plan, I know I'm getting fired in 90 days. Outside of the money, just let me go now.
Right.
You know it ain't going to work. You know I'm not going to make this. In her mind, he's decided.
Yes.
And there's nothing she can do to unchange his mind. So let's not stand on ceremony.
So
Mr.
she's
Wade.
like trying to protect her heart by being like, well, let's sleep in separate beds. Let me start making this transition of not being your wife. And him not seeing that her response, that's the reason why Dr. Pepper said, ask questions. Because if he would have asked, and if she would have been in the right mindset to answer, like, truly, okay, you're saying that separate beds is nothing different than what we were doing before. Please explain to me why this is your action. Tell me what you're actually feeling.
Yeah.
So that he could.
The thing is, they were. It's like both of them being hot-headed in the moment. They were trying to have that discussion, but it didn't get out.
Because
they was like, what's the difference?
Because their
like,
pettiness was getting in the way.
Yeah. And like them sleeping in like separate beds, like I don't know what they've been doing in the bed, but me and Angel sleep in the same bed, mad at each other.
Sure do.
I'm sure you will. I ain't sleeping on. Yeah,
I'm not going to the couch.
Right. I ain't going. I don't sleep well on no couch.
Listen, we can be mad together right up in here.
Yeah.
Put your booty on me. We drunk.
We been mad doing it before. Just shut up. Just. Well, I told you just put the cushion back here. You got to put it up here like you usually do. Dang.
Stupid.
But no, trying to have that discussion is like
real love right there, y'all.
She's like, I don't want to sleep in the same bed as you. He's like, but why? So that's already him fighting. Like, why don't you want to just? Because he did say, but why?
No,
but
he asked. She did ask.
He asked, but instead of
she
her,
didn't give the truth.
But the thing is, instead of her accepting the fact that he has a problem with that, and her seeing that as a glimmer of hope, she turned it into.
What does it matter?
Why does it matter? Yeah, instead of
if she would have said the hope is gone when he said no. She's like, I don't want to get myself caught up in this.
Yeah, it was a push away to protect myself thing.
Right.
Because if she would have said, you know why I want to sleep in separate beds, because I feel like you already have 2 feet out the door. I feel like there's nothing I can do to change it. You're holding me against my old personality, and no matter what I do, you've decided already. And if I sleep in the bed, I'm going to get close to you, and I'm going to want this more, and I feel unwanted anyway. So I'm moving physically to separate myself, to prevent myself from getting hurt even more, because you feel like you've decided.
Yeah,
right.
If you said all that, that's disarming.
Yes.
If a person really is in there for you, but that might have been what she's feeling. But what she says is, why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
You already said you're going to do
it. But then in that response, I understand him being like, oh, if this is over, then let me just go ahead and go home.
But no. That he's just playing the same petty game she's playing.
No, that's what I'm saying. At this point,
he can't think that him going all the way to his house was not going to ignite even more insecurity in her.
Now she's like, I'll leave. Well, I'll go to my mom's house. I'll burn your house down with your mom in it.
So
okay, wait. Now you're just going to jail.
So here's the thing. So they're sitting there talking. Okay, so what's up with decision day? He says no. She says whatever she says, but comes off as no, or may have been a no according to him.
Yeah.
If it's already a no, because right now I'm advocating for Zach. If it's already a no, at this point, I don't care about your insecurities. I don't care how you feel. If this is it, then let me go home and
No,
and get
but that's not
comfortable.
what he wanted to do. He wanted to sleep in the same bed.
He did.
That do you see how that is confusing? I'm telling you,
I don't want you long term, but get in this bed with me.
bed with me.
Right. I tried, Zach.
The thing is, they're not listening to each
Yeah,
other.
that's true. That's true.
They
They're
need
beyond
to
the
be
point.
wearing Raycons so
Right.
they could hear each other better. Because if they had in their Raycons, let me tell you what, they would be able to hear each other so well. Them earbuds be crystal
I
clear,
need to look at the
sound
ads.
better than
Get off me. Get annoyed at these transitions.
Whether you're using a pump up, wind down work, or workout, Raycons are my go-to for audio. Okay, they have optimized gel tips for a perfect in-ear fit. I actually have really tiny little ear holes. I do. They're very, very small. They're small. So it is very
All that
important.
head.
I know. It's a lot of big old head, but little ears. So this part of Raycon is really why I love them so much. It is the gel tips that make it so that they can fit snugly, but not in my ear, but not hurt my ear. You get 3 new sound profiles to make sure everything you're listening to sounds its best with just the right amount of bass. You get pure mode, podcast listening, blues, instrumental, etc. That's what you want to listen to that mode on. Balance mode is for also podcasts, rock, heavy metal, okay, heavy rock. Yeah. There you go. And then there's bass mode. That's for hip hop, EDM, reggae, orchestra, where you getting all that bass. All right. What was you doing? That's all
I
right,
did the wrong
babe.
genre. Go ahead.
There are also all new awareness mode for you when you need to listen to your surroundings instead, which is great because some of these ear things you can't hear nothing. They're like if you put them in, you can't hear anything. So I'm glad they have a mode like this because especially if you're working out in the gym by yourself, you want to be aware when other people are around so that you don't get nothing happens to you. That's fantastic. Raycons offers 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. There's also a built-in mic for phone calls and on your earbuds with the press of a button. Raycons start at half the price of other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good. And Raycons come with a 41-day happiness guarantee. Right now, the Bald and the Beautiful listeners get 15% off their Raycon order at buyraycon.com/TBTB.
TBTB.
That's buyraycon.com/TBTB.
TBTB.
To save 15% on Raycons. Buyraycon.com/ let me do it one more time.
All right.
Buyraycon.com/TBTB.
TBTB.
So yeah. What?
Go ahead.
So yeah, I really feel as though they weren't able because her feelings were hurt, so she kind of clicked off from being vulnerable. He doesn't have good discernment to see what reactions are being caused by what things he's doing.
Gauge the room, buddy.
He does not read the room
You're
well
gonna
at
see
all.
something funny. I'm gonna stop you because this is what he don't do. I bumped into some people the other day who were supposed to have a meeting together. They was 20 minutes late. And they're a couple. So I'm busting their balls and ovaries as a man and woman. So they pull
Busting
up.
balls and ovaries.
I'm busting both. They pull up and I'm showing them my watch, right? Like time. I looked in the thing and I seen, oh, y'all just had an argument. I was like, you know
can
what?
cut through the. You can see the tension.
Tension
It's
was
like
in the
right
middle of
between
them,
them.
like,
Yeah.
you know we pissed off.
It's
in
like
here.
Jello right
Yeah.
here.
So I was like, let me stop making jokes because obviously they ain't having this. He's not doing that. If he would have
Situational awareness.
situational awareness, like,
There's a word for it, but I don't know what it is.
oh, really? I thought that was it.
It's called discernment. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
said, "Holy Ghost."
Hey, come
He's
on.
That ain't
not
what it
seeing
is.
that. Knowing how the dog text message morning fiasco played out, he didn't see that's the same. It's the same thing
thing.
happening in a different way.
Yeah.
Right.
Her one-up game is strong.
Oh yeah, I
Obi-Wan.
get it.
And it Obi-Wan, it started at that pool.
Yeah.
And then he doubled down. All he had to say, and Angel Tanksley said it earlier, all you got to say is, you know what? I don't know how I feel, but I'm working towards. It's the definitive.
Yes.
If it was today, it's such a dangerous question too. If it was today, what would you
Yeah.
say? Well, I say no. Then you say no for tomorrow.
Right.
Yes.
And they're not the type of people that in their relationship right now, they need a mediator at all times.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because they can't say that
somebody could have
honesty.
easily,
They
somebody
need a
could have
stenographer,
easily
just-
spoke.
Well, take it back. What I just say? You said like for real,
Truly.
nonstop.
Because I really feel like if somebody was there to help them express what they were covering up,
Mhm.
they would have shown compassion for the other person.
Right.
I
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
believe it.
And he, and in all fairness, he probably has the most work to do as far as when it comes to dealing with her.
Yes.
Because she's a powder keg. It just takes one little spark for her to blow up. So that is a lot of pressure on him.
And she feels like she tried already.
Right.
And
That's
what,
the big part right there.
that's
She
the
feels
part.
like she tried.
She feel like she tried,
Yeah.
and you weren't meeting me there, right or wrong. I'm not even saying he was wrong.
Right.
I'm just saying you saw when she checked out.
Yeah.
It's when she felt like he checked out, and I don't think he was. I think he was really just trying to honestly convey his emotions.
Yeah.
He just couldn't read what he said affected her.
Yes.
He wasn't reading it. Like, obviously, if she in it, and I'm not sure it's because he's young, but like, and also I could be saying this because, looking at it from the outside, it's easier to see things. But
Yeah, that's true.
I know,
Oh, absolutely.
I know, being with Marcus, I can say something, right? And I can notice his mood begin to shift. And he'll tell me that he's fine because he
Yes.
will lie about it all the time.
Because I don't want to talk about it.
yes.
But
right
I can start retracing
Yeah.
my words and be like, okay, what was it?
Mm-hmm.
And I still might not always get it right, but I can
You're gonna
pretty
be in
much.
the vicinity.
I'm gonna
of
be in the
somewhere.
vicinity
But
of.
you can, because I was about to say, well, that's 17 years, but at the same time, you can also pick that up on people you don't know.
Right.
But you got to be looking for it.
That's true.
Because
There's-
I honestly, in my
Liz
relationship,
just stepped into the room.
you do. Melissa would always say, assess. So she knew when she said something that hurt me or whatever, and she could almost pinpoint in the moment. What happened? I said something that you upset. I'd be like, okay, now last Thursday, I feel like I might have done something last Thursday. But they're
I'll
just
be doing that. Let me see.
they're
August 17th. What day
Literally,
is
you
that
start
on?
playing the whole conversation back. Okay, you need the stenographer. Okay, now the angel said this, and I said something about cheese. Cheese. You going through your files and
Yeah.
stuff, but they're not. They don't have the heart for each other to look for
Right.
it, or neither of them really do, and therefore you lean into the protective part of you.
Yeah.
And the protective part is coming out in, I will create distance.
Right.
Yes.
Her distance was I'll go in the other room. His distance was I'll go home.
Yeah, I'll go
Her
to a
distance
different
was
zip code.
I'll go.
I'll move
I'll
out,
move,
and
yeah.
your food
I'll
will
take
be
the
bland,
seasoning.
and your food will be bland.
Hey,
That's what,
in the
Let me- this
unfiltered,
is
she
her.
said, "Nah." In the
You gonna have that water?
unfiltered,
Ain't gonna have no
in the
cap.
unfiltered, she said, "Yes, I moved out and I bought the seasoning." So,
she bought it.
She bought their seasoning.
Now, I knew there was a reason behind it, regardless of how petty.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
like,
petty as
You gotta
hell.
be pissed off to be
And
like, what else did I
maybe
get
she
in
brought
here?
it from my house.
Maybe.
she's like,
Either way, at some
Like,
point in
we
life, I
didn't
bought
even finish
this.
a gallon of almond milk. Let me go on and take this back home.
Taking something that's open and then
Yeah.
if you carrying warm milk in the car, you are pissed. You're not gonna put
That's
that back
a
in the
whole different
refrigerator.
level of petty right there.
I don't even like
I'd
almond
rather
milk.
it go bad than you enjoy it.
You finna have lactose or no cereal.
But now, like I said, in his defense, he probably, if they will never work, but if they were to ever work, he has the most work to do.
Well, I think that's a great point because what you're basically saying, it seems like, is you got to know your wife and know how to work within her personality.
Right.
Know that this joke is going to go wrong. This is going to make her feel like I'm not in a marriage. So you can't say that type of stuff.
Right.
yeah, because she's missing a couple of gears. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not a slow burn type of person. And so the
Oh, you
one,
riding a horse right now.
I'm riding that horse. And so for her, some people are not capable of, and this is no judgment, of just saying, that hurt my feelings. Instead, they're just reactionary.
Especially
And-
in this volatile situation.
Absolutely.
And she literally has first gear of offense, and then pretty much she goes into fourth,
Yeah.
like fourth gear. So
No,
that's what
she's
makes
6 speed. She's 6 redlining.
right. And so that's what
I know
makes
what
his
that
job
means.
so difficult is because if he can't catch that first gear of offense, it's going to go to fourth. That first gear of
Go
offense
ahead
was
with the mechanical
That was a
explanation.
great analogy.
Look at all
Thank
us
you.
switching lanes
Yeah.
right now.
Thanks, guys. So her first gear of offense was let's sleep in different rooms. He didn't catch it well enough. He caught some of it, but he couldn't get to the crux of it of just being like, okay, it had to do with us saying no. His whole thing was we both said no. Nigga, she said no after you because you said no.
He didn't see that.
I don't
Yeah.
understand
If
how
she would have said yes, she would have said yes.
Yeah.
Let her answer first and then lie with her.
Or don't answer it in that way.
Or don't
Just
answer
be
in that
like,
way.
I'm working on it.
I
So,
can't even. You would have been much safer.
I'm
to just
not
say,
sure, but I want
can't
this
answer.
to work.
Yes.
That's what I said he should have
Yeah.
said, but he
But
didn't.
he was like,
Nah.
He didn't, and she wasn't gonna say yes after. How stupid do you end up feeling
Yeah.
like you look to be like?
Yeah, I would say no. What about you? Oh,
I
yeah.
would say yes, and I would be sitting on the couch crying as you sat there and told me no in front of the
what I'm not
therapist.
going to do is be embarrassed.
Right?
What you're really asking is, are you agreeing with me?
Yeah.
I'm asking you this because I want to say yes. And if you want to say yes, then it's yes. But you said no, I hate you, and I'm
Right.
leaving.
Right. Oh, bless their heart. Okay, let's move to the next people.
You want to do Brett and Ryan or
Yeah,
Jose?
Brett and
Let's go ahead
Ryan
and get Brett
is
and Ryan out
just
the way.
it's just, but he's gone. Whoever which one he is, I can never remember if he's Brett or Ryan.
He's Ryan. He's
Ryan is just, unfortunately, he's just tapped out, and he's not giving any solid reason why.
His sister done
Nah.
told you. There's somebody else.
Well, yeah, the sister definitely.
Sister
He's not.
sold
I'm
him
saying
out.
Yeah.
he is not
That's a
telling
fact.
reason why.
I thought
He's
some. Oh, go ahead.
go.
I'm sorry.
He was just like, I feel like this whole meant to be. This whole he just will not give up on this movie fairy tale of what a relationship looks like. And he's like, I feel like I shouldn't have to work at it. There should be a meant to be. And Dr. Pepper was like,
Even
There's
though it wasn't
no
meant
such
to be.
thing,
This,
no meant to
thi-
be.
But this experiment is
Right.
the worst of meant to be.
Right.
right.
You're gonna have to work way harder
Right.
than people
Yeah.
usually have.
And
to
you
do.
are
thing
playing
is,
the
there's-
lottery.
There's no such
Seriously.
thing. Like I couldn't agree more when she said there's no such thing as meant to be. It's like you love someone well enough to work with them.
Yeah.
And she said there are opportunities, and this is
Right.
an opportunity for
Yes.
you to try to make this work. And he's not willing. And thank God that his sister sold him out because, really, because for Brett's sake, it would be very difficult to be in a just a regular relationship and
Oh.
someone
Go ahead.
telling you or someone showing you they don't want, like they're not willing to make it work, but also not giving you anything specific
Yes.
to try to work on.
That would be
So-
infuriating.
But to be in a marriage and that's
Right.
happening, oh my gosh.
What was interesting is when Johnny went to talk to him, and Johnny was like, "Well, clearly Ryan was the wrong person to talk to because apparently he's a negative person."
Yeah.
He was like, "Well, you just can't go around ignoring the bad, but you can't ignore the good. You can't
That's
acknowledge,
exactly what
you
he's
can't
doing.
acknowledge the good if you're gonna
Yeah.
look at all the bad stuff." So that's what he's been doing. It's just like, nope, don't like her in this way, don't like that about her, don't like this about her, or that. But is there anything you do like? It could be things that he does like about it, but he don't care about that.
No.
because he's focused on the negative.
That's a good point. The
And-
bad is too big.
And at least let her know, like he's worried about sparing her feelings. But
I
I'm
don't
like,
even know what the bad is yet.
He's not
He
attracted
ain't
to
saying
her.
he don't like her. It's that simple. He just don't like her.
But what about her? That's the part that I'm
He's
waiting
not
for.
attracted-
Red
to her.
head. He can't stand the red hair.
He-
I
won't say
don't
it.
think it. I think it's fully the distraction. I don't think he dislikes her.
This old girl?
I think it's fully he has something else in his back pocket that he enjoys more, and that is making him say, "If I had to jizz, it would be," because he's not giving red hair. That's easy. Would you mind dyeing your hair?
No, I think
That's
it's
an easy fix.
No, I think it's a fundamental like no, redheads are disgusting.
Dye. You
like,
don't have
I
to say
despise
red.
them. That's almost like not liking a race. That's how he was
Right.
approaching it at the beginning. Like having red hair is a race of people, and I usually don't like them. I don't usually like black guys.
I don't think it's
I don't
the red
usually like
hair.
black women, but hey, you're okay. But at the end of the day, ooh, you're still black.
I don't think it's the red hair. I really don't.
I don't either, but it's something about he's not gonna say, he hasn't said, That's the one thing that he hasn't told everybody else is what it actually is.
That's because I think it's another woman.
I think the sister said that, and I think that's what it was. I thought one thing that was interesting was, I believe she talked to Cal, right? She talked to Pastor Cal. And Pastor Cal was like, ask him when he checked out. And when
she said a long time ago.
No, she said a long time ago when she was talking to Pastor Cal, but she never asked him.
She surely didn't.
She was just
Forgot all
like,
about
and you
that.
see
Yeah.
her mind, and she was just like, I don't know if anybody wants to hear that answer anyway.
Right.
But she looked at him. He's like, is there anything else he said? She was just like, work
She's
on
like, I'm
ourselves.
supposed to be working on asking you questions, but she didn't
Which
ask
questions?
them.
She ain't asked.
Anything that ends
I
with
think she's checked
A
out.
question
though.
mark.
high inflection. She has. When you see that a person don't want you, you listen.
Yeah. I don't see how she hasn't checked out.
You're not gonna go and embarrass me,
Right.
and that's why she not let him off the hook. But she's also not gonna be. She's not gonna be bowed in the situation and just let him talk to her any kind of way. If you don't like me, that's fine. But let's just play this.
Because I would find it hard to believe that he's dating like pageant winners that look 10 times better than her. It's hard for
The
me
rodeo
to.
chicks be hot,
And she's hot too. I mean, like,
but she ain't blind.
but that's something that's easily fixed. Like, and he thought, other than her red hair, he thought she was so beautiful on her wedding day. She had on her pretty makeup. It was probably Thrive Cosmetics.
Probably was, Angel. That's what I thought.
Because let me tell you, Thrive Cosmetics, they gonna give you what you want.
Every time.
It's gonna be what you need. It's gonna be high performance. It's gonna be vegan, and it's gonna be 100% cruelty-free products.
Every time, Angel.
Okay, so let me tell you, Thrive products are freaking amazing. They are made with clean, high-performance, skin-loving ingredients. Their clinically proven formulas are not only highlight your best features, they actually improve your skin over time. All Thrive cosmetic products are formulated without parabens, sulfates, and phthalates. Excuse me.
Them
Sorry.
phthalates be phthalating.
That's what every time they're gonna do it, Marcus.
Thrive Cosmetics never test on animals. They are Leaping Bunny and PETA certified as 100% vegan and cruelty-free.
PETA?
Thrive Cosmetics has a bold mission that is truly bigger than beauty. For every product purchased, Thrive Cosmetics donates to help women thrive. For example, women emerging from homelessness, surviving domestic abuse, fighting cancer, and more. Thrive Cosmetics also has a bunch of holiday sets available this holiday season for a limited time. You'll be able to save up to 25% on some of their best sellers. So this is what you got to do.
What they need to do? Tell them.
Okay. Well, first, let me just, before I tell you what you need to do, let me show you or tell you some of the things that I like. One, their Liquid Lash Extension Mascara. Listen, people.
Tell us,
want a
Angel.
good mascara that got your eyelashes popping, make you look like a little bunny? Come on, because they PETA friendly, so you're going to be looking like a bunny yourself. Their Liquid Lash Extension Mascara is great, especially if you're not into wearing like false lashes. It gives you that long, full lash effect that you will like. Also, their Overnight Sensation Brightening Skin Mask. I love a good mask, and I usually wear a brightening skin mask more than like pore minimizer or anything out like that. I love brightening my skin, and what I mean by that, it just kind of brings a glow to your skin. Theirs is so great. You can wear it overnight. It just has you, like I said, glowing, looking beautiful.
That's right, Angel.
And also, like I said, what's great about them being cosmetics, as in like a cause, is that with their bigger than beauty mission, every time you purchase a product, I think I mentioned this before, I'm trying to make sure my money is aligned with causes that I believe in, supporting minority businesses or businesses that are eco-friendly. And Cosmetics falls into that, into one of those categories by really trying to take their products and being more about beauty on the surface level, but actually making the world beautiful by doing things that go beyond being skin deep. So this is what we want you to do.
What we need to do, Angel?
We want you to go to thrivecosmetics.com/TBTB
TBTB.
for 15% off your first order. Now, this is an exclusive offer that you can only get here, okay, as listeners to The Bald and the Beautiful. So, again, you're going to go to Thrive, CAUSEMETICS TBTB
TBTB.
to get 15% off your first order. Again, that's thrivecosmetics.com/TBTB.
TBTB.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they're not gonna make it. Ryan ain't trying.
Ryan ain't trying.
And Brett, unfortunately, is just sitting here looking at him like, "What we gonna do?"
Brett said scat.
Oh, okay. Is there really wasn't much to say about Jose and Rachel?
Yes, there is. I don't understand why these couples get on here and act like that the experts are not watching them. They got everything's great. Everything's fine. Wouldn't change a thing.
For the
Really?
world.
You felt like that's what they did?
Yes. Both of them.
Rachel said, "My husband can be vindictive. He can be controlling."
Once they pulled it out of her.
And Pepper was on him, too. He's like, well, I just do a thing or two. And he was like,
Yeah.
nah, I think you could be controlling. He was like,
Controlling?
Me?
Me?
That's how his face was.
Well, we know they both be lying. They do.
Yeah, like when they sat down and they both like started the conversation with everything's good. Yeah, everything's great. It's going awesome. Outside of a couple things, it's going great.
Outside of the
what?
fact he almost threw his ring at my forehead and locked me out of the house. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Everything's
But
really
they
good.
they ain't gonna make it. As much
I
as
think
she
they
wants
will.
them to make it.
I think
They're
they'll
out,
make it.
Angel.
I think they're going to say yes on that couch, but they will divorce
Oh yeah.
after that.
Oh, you think
sometime.
they will make on the decision day?
Oh yeah, I think just off of the strength that if they are going to lie to these experts to their face, I don't think that they are going to tell the truth of their. I mean, she says, "I am supposed to be married to Jose."
That's
She
what
does.
she said.
That's what she says.
She meant it.
Sad
Yes,
child.
and I also don't think Jose. I think it would drop his credit score by a couple of points, so he's definitely not about to divorce her.
Right.
So I do think they
So
will
that
say
mean
yes.
I'm gonna go to a 514 or 814.
I'm
No.
serious. So what? That is not to say that I think they'll make it long term, but on the actual day, they're gonna be together.
I think they'll
Marcus?
yeah.
814. I
That's
got to erase my
disgusting.
whiteboard.
Ugh.
Yeah.
814 is sickening.
Yeah, I don't think they are going to say no. I think they will be the one of the two couples that make it.
They will. Yeah. I agree with you on that. If they do say yes, it'll be for the sake of saying yes on decision day, and they'll make it probably about a month after that.
Yeah, and it won't.
Till he
And I
gets
think
Goldie
it'll
Locks around
be,
again.
and it'll be her that leaves. It's not gonna be Jose.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I don't
believe
think.
that. She's as much as she's clinging to him, she's only gonna put up with so much.
She
of
probably
it.
yeah.
left when the sun came out. June 20th, still married? No,
Nope.
sir. School's out, so am I.
Yes. Yes.
Birds are chirping, so is my phone. Get out of here,
But
sir.
what I
The
don't
bell
get,
has rung on our
the
marriage.
one thing I don't get is, him saying, she left, and she admitted that she left too. But it was just like, do you not recall your
She
behavior?
didn't leave. He locked the door on
Was
her.
she walking somebody out?
Not that. The next day when they had breakfast, and she was like, "I cannot be married to you," and he's like, "Okay, great."
Oh, that's yeah.
I was like, did you?
Is
not
that what
see-
he was? He's such a bitch. I
Yeah,
can't
that's
stand
what
him.
he's talking about. Her leaving then. when
He's
she,
such a him and Johnny. God dang it!
And I
they
was like,
deserve
did
each
you
other.
not see how you had no remorse, sir?
Right.
None.
Like anybody in there, because he did bring it up. He was like, "Yeah, every time there's an argument, she up and leaves. Who's gonna stick around for that? Either I'm gonna leave or I'm gonna stay here and try to take your life."
And he cussed her clean out.
Yes.
Oh.
He cussed her out like
Smooth
they were
out.
at a bar fight.
Right.
Like we never like he
He
talked.
really did. He talked crazy to that
He
woman.
talked crazy to
I would
her.
have put hands on him that day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
He
acting stupid.
Stupid. You were gonna get hands on you that day. So that I'm just like, sir, why would any woman who got locked out, there was no apology for the being locked
got
out,
cussed out.
got cussed out,
Cussed out, then locked out.
and you still haven't apologized, think that this is something that she
Right.
should stay in.
Right.
And the fact that he's not acknowledging that as if she
He's
just
still-
gave
yeah.
up, it's just like, sir, no, that seems like, okay, if this is where you saying we're going to be
Well,
at.
there's a reason I acted this way. You do realize it's a
yeah.
cause and effect.
Yeah, he
sort
said,
of
I'm
thing.
not too happy about some of the stuff I did. Really? Some of it. Just some of it.
Should have been all of it. Okay.
He said, I didn't lock the bottom lock, too. I only locked the top one. That's what I'm not happy about.
So let's talk about the
Mirla and Gil.
lovebirds. Her showing up drunk was hilarious.
Yes.
Dr. Pepper said, just want you to know you're not sober yet.
She said, Yep.
She's like,
I'm
it's a
glad that
great
was-
That's a
time.
drunk shimmy.
Man, I was sitting there watching that like, she's a good time.
Yeah.
She had on the same Ivy Park bodysuit I had on earlier this week. I said, okay, Mirla, we take it a lot, but you probably got on a small, and I did not.
That's okay, Angel.
It's fine. Mine kept
What does
coming on
that have
snap.
to do?
It's just that she had on the same bodysuit I had. And hers
But
was small.
I feel like they, not to say that they won't run into issues eventually that they're going to have to work through like everybody does, but I feel like they had to push to find some. I feel like the producers is like, what bothered you about her? No,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, say this.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
The negativity.
Because he was like, I was like, he knows how to get her from being negative.
He
Like,
does.
she's negative in every situation, and he knows how to fix that.
And when Pepper told her, she was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't
You're not
even-
going to shake them. Like,
Nah.
they in it to win it.
She's all in. She was giddy with it.
Yeah.
Excitement.
Oh,
They in it to win
excitement.
it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she is sold on him, and the fact that she feels like, and this is what I feel bad for the other couples, especially, unfortunately, especially the women, is that is how you want somebody to feel about you. The way
Yeah, he said, he
Mirla,
treats me like a princess.
the way
Yes.
Mirla teared up and said, I thought I wanted marriage and I wanted certain things, and he is so much surpassed that. I'm sure that them watching that moment like probably filled him up, because his whole thing was, I want to be desired.
Absolutely.
To see that,
That's why, Angel.
Yes.
It's good memories.
I'm like,
Angel memory be memory.
I remembering, cause I feel I do I be feeling real empathetic for Bao. I be feeling real empathetic for Ryan, and then Brett, and then but wanting them to have that thing that Mirla is saying that she has with Gil, because nobody, like, it hurts to think someone that you are trying to care about or potentially already do care about doesn't like you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the status thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, I mean, my heart actually does ache for them, because I'm like, that's something hard to recover from.
Well, you know what? You just made me realize Gil and Mirla worked because Gil played every hand right. If he would have had any frustration, like he had some rightfully so moments that he could have been like, all right, girl, I'm pissed off. He always played every hand the way it needed to be. And I think that's why, it allowed her to soften up and give him what he wanted.
Yeah.
But another person matched with her might have been like, I'm not finna do that.
No,
Right.
like
Yeah,
a
no,
Marcus match with her, that
his,
would work.
oh,
A me
yeah.
match
His-
with her, no.
His patience is par none.
That's it.
And that's like the biggest thing. That's probably why they paired him. It's like, this dude is extremely patient.
Without
and
that
she knows
patience,
she
they would've
needs
made-
patience.
No.
Yeah, because
And yet she does know.
Yeah.
other people would have been like, I'm
yeah.
done.
And
I don't care.
That's another reason why it works, because she knows she needs patience. She sees him being patient with her, and therefore she's going to reciprocate.
Yes.
Be like, you know what? This dude right here.
And she acknowledges that he's being patient.
Right. Yes.
That's the other part that I think allows him to remain patient, is that she's not like,
Ignoring
I mean,
it.
I'm a catch, so yeah, you're gonna be patient. That's
Right.
how you keep me. She's like, no, thank you.
Right.
I thank you. I understand who I am,
Yes.
and I think that is probably the biggest problem with Michaela and Zach, is that I don't know if they know who they are
Bingo,
Right.
Angel.
to know what they need.
Yeah.
Bingo was his name-o.
Right. And so at least she's able, and it might be, with her age and with his age.
Yeah,
they're-
experience.
They're fully, Gil has been able to clearly communicate to her, I need to be desired.
Yes.
Right.
She has been able to clearly communicate, I need for things to go slow, and I need you to be patient with me. And they've given each other that.
Right.
They're like, oh, is that what you need? Here we go. There's no manipulation like Johnny. They're like, if this is what you need, and this
Yeah.
is a relationship that we both want,
They're
I'm
doing
going to
it's
give it to
give and
you
take.
freely.
Yeah, they are giving.
And look
it's
what
give
happens.
and take.
It's
As soon
a
as
flower.
he said, "I'm gonna need a kiss or I'm out,"
How long did it take?
it's like 2-3 days, I think.
Listen, about a segment
boy,
and a
let me
half
put
in
these
TV
lips on.
time.
Yeah.
2-3 days, because she realized, oh, you're slipping out of my fingers.
Yeah.
I got to give you a
That's
little
what she said.
kiss.
We ain't getting nowhere. He ain't going nowhere.
You
Yeah.
get a little kiss,
Come on,
boy. If that's gonna
whatever
keep
he,
you.
whatever he says,
She
this
bought
is what
himself
I
a whole
need.
nother month with
Right.
that.
The thing
A
is,
peck on the cheek, he was like, I'll die for you.
yeah.
Pretty
But the
much.
thing is like he's respecting her. He's respecting her timeline and how slow she wants to go. So she knows she's not gonna ask for anything outlandish. So she's like, whatever he does ask for, I'm gonna give it to him.
Right. And that makes a huge difference. That I mean, because a lot of people, and that's Bao is the type that at least it seems like from what we're being shown that she is willing. You tell me what you need from me.
Yes.
And seeing her flirt with him, as goofy as it did look a couple of times, it was just like, okay, she's
It's the
trying.
effort.
Yeah.
And at this,
But she hasn't done anything.
listen,
She didn't plan that whole
She
goddamn
hasn't-
on date inside of their house.
She hasn't done anything.
with the darts and the chicken
No.
wings.
She doesn't plan stuff, and she doesn't
Schedule
put out stuff on the
things.
schedule on the planner, and she doesn't plan stuff, and she doesn't
know.
plan stuff.
no.
She doesn't do anything.
And we did that together.
Yeah, but she doesn't plan stuff.
All right, enough of this.
All right.
Well, I am excited for Gil and Mirla to say yes. I'm also excited to see why Michaela runs over that,
I
that
can't
bench
wait.
like
The
she
bench
is
is that-
possessed.
She
I
could
said,
have easily
"That's
left
all."
the bench alone.
It's no hurricane. She could have walked around that bench so
She
easily.
coulda jumped over it.
She personally made a U-turn. That's like something I do in my truck. There's a tree branch. Let me go. Let me
Listen,
go back, circle back around the block so I can run over.
she literally and I
I
feel like
can't
that
wait.
was probably
The thing is, her body speed didn't slow down.
no.
It was like
It was
like CGI. Like, wait a minute, they
It
could
did.
not.
It looked like a scene out of X-Men. It did.
Out of X-Men? Do you pronounce X-Men weird?
She does it on purpose to piss me off.
No, it's X-Men.
I'm gonna let the air out your tires.
That's not about to say eczema.
Thank
No.
you.
You are the
It's
X-Men.
X-Men.
Shut up.
Hey, Joe, don't. All right, bye. I don't
All
want
right,
to give her a
Joe.
reason to say that
God
ever
damn.
again.
You guys,
Hey, turn it off. Turn
I
it
don't
off.
wanna even-
bye. Tell Melissa y'all miss her
We
in
love
the
you, baby
comments.
girl. Thank you for loving me.
See you at the home team, Liz.
All right.
Don't you say that.
It's the home team versus the X-Men.
Exactly. Yeah.